Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I have to say it is a good day to be a Battlefield fan. Not gonna lie.
Yes. Yes,
Like
it is.
I did not expect that trailer to hit as hard as it. I thought it was just gonna be like a few quality of life updates or a couple of maps here and there, but no. They really showed out this time, and my God, there is so much to look forward to on the horizon. First and foremost, coming up in May, we got the railway to Goldmont, and this was one that obviously we had known about this for months, but at the same time, I was kind of concerned that they were just going to implement this map without doing anything other than just beefing up the graphics a little bit and just leaving it as it was. But they've completely reimagined the map to work for Battlefield 6, giving a little bit more freedom for like infantry and putting up barricades and stuff, to allow it to be more infantry friendly because initially that map was mostly for vehicles and vehicle domination. I remember playing that map on Battlefield 4 and my experience was always most of the time you're going to die by a tank or a little bird. But yeah,
That's
Ghost, what
most
did
of the
you
things
think?
anyways.
Right.
Um, I'm excited all the way around. I feel like the developers are just trying to stay true to themselves and what they said when they originally saw the game drop, right? That initial trailer when, the CEOs just came out and said, "Look, we're listening and we're gonna give it to you." Now, don't get me wrong, that first season was a little tough.
It
Second
was.
season was shaky, but also we did lose the leader of kind of development with Zampella with the car accident. So there
Right.
obviously has to be a reshift. We have to reshuffle the cards a little bit. But the fact that they've listened and gone back and grabbed some of those more iconic maps, I hope we get a flood. I hope we get changing of, the atmosphere. I hope it rains. I'm excited about it, and weirdly enough, I'll tell you this, the fact that they're bringing back the M16, I think is just one of the coolest things that they're bringing back because
Right.
any war game, yes, the M4 is great. I'm not gonna say it's not. Yes, the AK-47 is great. I'm not gonna say nothing about that, but there's something truly nostalgic for any of those Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 players for an M16. Like, that's just absolutely fantastic, and if it's a 3-round burst, it's a wrap because that gun's amazing.
Right, especially if it hits as hard as it does, back in the day. I also, for some reason, I did not think they were going to add any Battlefield 3 maps, but they went back and grabbed Cairo Bazaar.
Oh,
It's by the way, it was called Cairo Bazaar now. It's Grand Bazaar back in Battlefield 3. Close quarter combat, which we
can't
like.
wait.
Hella aggressive map. It's just the tight alleyways in the interiors. You already know that map is just going to go off, and it's a beautiful map just to play in.
Yeah.
I have completely forgotten about that map, but my God, yeah, I am hella excited.
My
They
only
also,
request my only request, not to cut you off, I know you guys are playing in Battlefield Labs. If any of you, for whatever reason, stumbled upon this video, please, please, please say something about sniping lines. Like, the new operation's cool, but it's turning into just a sniper haven. Some of
right,
these maps you do so well designing, and they're just I understand the thought, and operations are great, but don't just try to think about the players that are playing in Battlefield Labs. You gotta understand once that game or that map drops, the way the community is going to approach that map. I've played on
right,
multiple where it's just a sniper brigade and it takes the fun out of it. Where you guys are playing, I don't know, 100 of you, we'll just round it out. Maybe you all are vehicle driven or infantry driven. You don't have a lot of sniping, so you don't see it. But try, please, to not turn these maps into sniper havens.
right. And I don't even know what they would do. One thing I wish they would take out is the automatic zeroing. That would add a little bit more skill to sniping rather than you just aiming down sights. And you can also get the keybinds to work in a way where you can just hold L2. You're automatically holding your breath, and it's
And
automatically
auto aiming.
zero.
Yeah.
Yeah, and auto zeroing. I'm sorry, that's just too. And I that's just too much. We need to bring the skill back into sniping,
You know
and
what?
part of that skill was zeroing in.
Yeah.
And
And I will say this, just to play devil's advocate with it. I like that they did that. right? I'm gonna be the back and forth on it. I like that they did that because it opened up a skill game or a class that probably somebody wouldn't have even tried, right? Because
True.
sniping back in the day was tough. And if I got shot from 180 meters with a sniper rifle, GG's my boy. That was a good shot while I was running
Right.
down a hill behind a rock. I'm in. But now it just feels like I get hit by 200 meters and I'm like, come on, dude. Like,
Right.
seriously. Like, you're not even engaged in the fight. I was just a good shot because I'm getting shot by 12 other people. So I like that they do auto zoom because I got through some of my challenges doing that. But also on the other side, I really appreciated my snipers being able to truly snipe versus hitting me with a laser beam.
Yeah, I can see that. And also, I miss the thing about, back in the day, these classes and these roles, they actually took dedication to master. Like it just wasn't you hopping in. Like you really had to take your time. You're gonna jump into Battlefield 4. Hey, oh, I'm gonna be a recon. Good luck, because you're one shot to the body. It's gonna take two shots to the body, one shot to the head, and especially at distance. I feel like a lot more skill was needed back in the day to do a lot of things. And while I do agree that this makes it more accessible to play, I do miss like the skill ceiling that used to be associated with all these different roles. Maybe a balance is needed. I mean, sure, you can
Well,
hold your breath while aiming, but at the same time, maybe just take the auto zeroing out.
but they also are trying to make it, and we hate it or love it, that is leaning a little bit of taking away from the Call of Duty crowd, right?
Right.
And that was the one big the differential between the two games back in the day was not saying Call of Duty players were bad because I think anybody that's playing Battlefield was a Call of Duty person at one point.
Absolutely.
Anybody
Yeah.
that grew up that are in their 30s to 40s grew up on Modern Warfare 1 and 2. It's iconic. We all talk about it, but we've all transitioned through there. So I
Right.
understand where they're kind of going, well, if we can make it like this, we can retain some of that player base. And I'm not mad at that as a business decision because that's what keeps us getting these updates. But I do wish that there wasn't so I hold one button, four buttons get pressed, and I get deleted off the map. Like just a little bit of challenge would be good, you know?
Yes, I agree. Yeah, so just so we don't spend too much uh just on sniping. But yeah, they also another thing that I'm really excited for that I did not expect was the naval maps.
Yeah, boy.
Uh Absolutely. This is what we've been waiting for. We
Thanks
spent the entire
2042.
spent um the entire life cycle of 2042, most of it anyway, with that naval ship on the main menu, but we never saw water, that much water ever, other
I
than in
saw
the main
ships.
menu.
I saw
Saw
ships in
ships.
2042. They were all dry docked. I fought in ships.
Yeah, but it's just a lot of stuff was left out of that that game, but I'm just so glad that they are aware that this is what the community wants. And also this will add even more, stuff for people who are, they strictly play vehicles. This will offer at least some diversity in their gameplay for people who just strictly play with vehicles, which I love. But also, I like it too. Hopefully, they bring. I'm not sure. Can you dive under the water in Battlefield 6?
I
Is
don't
there any
know.
water in Battlefield
There's no
6?
water.
No, that's true.
So
There's no. I can't even. I couldn't even think if there's like any section on any of the maps that just let you go underneath water.
now here's my
But
thing. If they go underwater, can the helicopters and jets still target you? Well, no, that's a good
yeah,
question, man,
I know.
because I know I'm gonna get freaking shredded. I know I am. It's just gonna suck.
If I'm pretty sure it's just yeah, I don't know how they're gonna tweak that, but yeah, that's a concern. Like you're still getting shredded regardless if you dive or not. I'm just hoping. I hope that you can dive underwater because that's a good way of like sneaking to an objective. It just I'm so excited. I remember back in the day on Battlefield 4 with Parasol Storm. There was another map where the bottom of the level would flood out. Like it was dynamic gameplay throughout, and I hope they do the same thing here. Allow parts of the island to flood, changing the way that you interact with the capture point. I don't know, but
And
it's
first
going to be
off,
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't wanna just because 'cause you're talking about old maps. I don't know if you saw this, not to change course, but you see where that dude or lady, character shot that RPG into that building and the whole building came down?
Yes.
Telling you
Yeah.
what, tell you what, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Leveling that whole
Yeah.
freaking thing if I
Right.
can.
And that's another thing I just realized that they did not bring back Levolution. Now, mind you,
They
Levolution
did a
bricked my
little
PlayStation
bit.
4.
They did a little bit, but
They
not like what we all
Yeah,
want them to do. Bringing down
right.
that skyscraper was the greatest thing, and they try
Yes.
to give you a little hinty-winty of it, bringing down that crane on, I don't even know the name of the map 'cause we don't play it anymore, but, like, that's cool, but I'm trying to bring down the whole structure. Like, I want it to
Right,
fall and take off half of everything.
right. Yeah, that was another thing, like, they hyped up Levolution and, like, weather in Battlefield 2042, and that tornado wasn't even a mild threat. People were just using the tornado to get to other capture points because it was just it wasn't really a threat. So I was just glad to see a lot of, like, these staple mechanics are just coming back to Battlefield, and pretty quickly, I mean, from what I can see, I don't have it in my notes right here, but I thought it was, like, 2 maps per season, and then I thought there was like 3 being added towards like May. Is I don't have access to like my computer right now, but yeah, I'm like that's plenty of content. That's enough. By hopefully by then we'll be full steam ahead. Plenty of good stuff to look forward to. I was also shocked that they were adding a ranked mode to their to Red Sec, the battle royale that they have. Me and you don't play battle royale, but it is nice to see that they're catering a little bit more to that crowd, give them
You know,
something more to do.
if they can add and it's not that it's a bad mode. I like the mode. It's not a bad mode. It's just not for me.
It's not
But I will say this because I'm not gonna be a hypocrite on here. I definitely dumped 100 hours into Warzone while I was waiting for Battlefield to come
absolute during
on.
COVID? Absolutely.
Like, I will play it, but I just think when they released it, I don't wanna say half-baked because it wasn't half-baked, it was okay, but if they could add more features to pull me away from playing Conquest or now Operation, if they can kinda fix the shenanigans there, but to pull me away from some of the other game modes, I wouldn't mind playing into that because now they got solos, duos, trios, quads, I don't know, platoons in there now, whatever it is. I think if they can add some other context to that, I wouldn't mind playing. It's a cool game mode.
Right.
I like driving tanks and screwing people's days up like my teammate when he said, "Don't destroy the tank," and I did, but we're not gonna talk about that.
Also, another thing, um, for me, I didn't really get into Red Sec because I felt like it was too much of a clone from Warzone, and I spent plenty of time in Warzone during COVID, during that time when Call of Duty was riding high. Um, and so that's just not what I wanted. Plus, I'm on Battlefield for the core Battlefield experience, Conquest. That's where you'll see me most of the time. We're playing Rush, but that's about it. Another good thing that's being added before we wrap up is reworking maps that are obviously dog shit. Uh,
The oil fields,
new
thank God they are redoing it.
I'm so glad I got my sniper challenges out the way for that class, because that's the only way that map is usable is to get your sniping challenges done. And if you're trying to run that map normally without a sniper rifle in your hand, good luck because there's nothing but ridges and mountain tops, and all you see lining the ridge is white glints.
The only way that map is viable is in Breakthrough, and even then, it's a little sussy. But I can't believe I said sussy on here. That's
Yeah, that's
crazy.
crazy.
But I'm glad that we didn't wait like 2042 with Kaleidoscope and
Right.
the other one that was on there, the desert map that I cannot remember the name of it. That we waited the whole damn game life cycle to try and change. Make the
Right.
adjustment now because I'm sure oil fields would be a really cool map. It's a little
Right.
dark. There's you got the hills, the the helicopters and planes are a lot lower. There's tanks to contest. It's a good map. It just wasn't designed. It was flashbacks to 2042 where it was too vehicle driven and sniper driven and not
Right.
infantry driven. That was tough to say.
Right, because there's just not enough for you to for you to. What's
I am
wrong
fighting
is
for my
yeah,
life
yes.
every angle from
What's
in that
wrong is
map.
all the capture points are below the ridges, and the ridges are just sitting above all the capture points. and it's like it's I don't know what that term is called, but it's just like you're a sitting duck
It's a
inside of it.
fishbowl.
Yeah, basically, yeah, absolutely a fishbowl. Also, Blackwell Fields is well, that's the one we just talked about, but New Sobek, that's the other one that's being renovated. That's the one where we constantly have to go up to the top of the skyscraper just to kill people off because they like to sit up there and shoot down or snipe. Um, yeah, I'm glad because that's one I checked off because I'm just not playing that at all. Um, but yeah, like you said, glad to do these early, not years down the line or towards the end of the game's life cycle when people are just wishing for something else by then. Um, there's definitely more quality of life updates coming, and still going to do ongoing balance with the vehicles, the time to kill, map flow. We're also getting more details of weapons and gadgets coming later. I even heard that Recon will most likely be getting a jammer.
Let's go.
That's getting put up
I'm
immediately.
jamming everybody I can. Letting you know.
Pause.
Jimmy jam it against the wall. No pause, unpause, control,
Yeah.
delete.
But one thing I am glad is just how community driven this studio has been. It does not feel like they've just been ignoring everything, just doing what they want. They have been listening, and I think Battlefield Last was a great way of letting the community be heard. It reminds me of back in the day with Battlefield. I don't forget what it was called, but you used to be able to like build maps with the community, with the developer by voting on it. It's kind of similar to that. But yeah, lots of good stuff here. Can't wait for the first couple of maps to come out. Me and you have been on uh, lately, just getting it in because frankly we don't have anything else to play right now. um, but regardless, Battlefield 6 is still fun, still the best Battlefield we've had in years. It really feels like Battlefield 4 is like reimagining basically Battlefield 3 and 4 put together.
True.
So
Can't wait for the
that's in the
updates.
future. Yeah, definitely.
Here's the thing, because as much as I bitch about it, I know that the person on the other side that just got clocked is having the same experience I am, and they're moving in the right direction. Hate it or love it, the developers are doing good.
Right.
It's not going to be perfect.
Absolutely. I mean, no project is perfect, but yeah, Battlefield is back, people. But we're just gonna wrap it up here. Let us know in the comments what you thought about the trailer. You like it or hate it? What are you looking forward to the most? And above all else, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss an episode. And we will catch you guys next time. Goodbye.
Bye.